This is a cold start on a 2015 BMW M4. That's right. There is no cold start because we deleted it. It was so terribly loud. It would wake everyone up. I was getting complaints. I had to delete it. But this is going to be a review of this 2015 BMW M4. I have owned it for 1 year now. That is mind-blowing. It does not feel like 1 year. There's also a few things I got to take care of, like the temperature's been up and down, up and down. So right now, all my tires are low. I gotta get air in the tires. I'm gonna get this thing a wash, and I'm gonna give you a basic review of this car. Did somebody say pops and bangs? I love it so much. I put 11,500 miles on this thing within the year. The 16th was the year of ownership. I did take delivery of it September 20th of last year. We've done so much to this car because it was 100% stock when we got it. The first thing we did was wrap the grills and reflectors, and it just went on from there. This car is the ultimate daily. It's so good, I actually ended up selling my 05 Honda. I had semi-low miles because I didn't need it. I wasn't driving anymore. I didn't enjoy driving that when I could drive this because it did all the good deeds. There was one time, because I installed the cage, that we needed the back space, not for a person but for groceries. We balled out at Sam's Club, and well, we made it work, but it really sucked. That was my only complaint, but that would have been even troubles in the Honda because the Honda did not have much trunk space. I'm gonna get a Bang energy drink, so I gotta wake up. Now that we've occupied that, I can go to the next thing. Now, what blows my mind about this car is the fact that I've had it for a year, and when I first got it, because this car is expensive, and it's a lot more than I could really afford, but it's because it's like my hobby passion, it's my car, and it's just a lot more into it than I really should. I never envisioned to have this much done to the car. But this biggest review is about the ownership of the car, not what's done to it. How it's treated me, how reliable it's been, which is mind-blowing because I drive like an idiot. But here. I've gone through a few set of tires on this thing, and it just shows how much I beat on the car. Again, it's only 11,000 miles, and they're Michelin Pilot Sports. So that's explaining something. Now, the car is tuned, but it's barely tuned. It only has like 80 more horsepower than factory. I'm going to keep it that way for probably a long time because I want this car to be reliable because I am daily driving it. It would be nice to be around 550, 600 horsepower. That's the ultimate goal for a car like this to me. Obviously, I'd like a higher horsepower car, but not a car like this. This is not a race car. This is a street car. It's going to be a show car. Hopefully, it'll be wide-bodied one day. Now, this car has been incredible. The features it has the upgraded Harman Kardon speaker system. Everyone thinks that sits in this car that has an upgraded sound system that I've done personally because it beats so good. It has surround vision camera with cameras on the front bumper that allow you to see when you're pulling out of a parking space, which is good because I always back up unless it just depends on the cars next to me. The car's suspension was amazing when I first got the car. It has the M adaptive suspension, which was like a $2,000 upgrade for the person that bought this car. That's right, I bought this thing used. It has 32,000 miles on, almost 33. I don't know how they treated the car, but I do know it was kept stock and it was in California. Now it's located in Oklahoma. I had it shipped here. It even has a heads-up display, which I've learned I don't even care for, but it's cool to have it. It has the blind spot detection on the mirrors, which these mirrors are so sick, which really stinks because I want to replace the mirrors so badly because I just don't want the car to look factory, but those mirrors are just too good to replace. That's not going to happen. I'm going to keep them. Now, the spacing in this car, if I did need passengers in the back seat, they have plenty of legroom for a coupe. Even has headroom. I could sit back there, I'd still have headroom. Versus like a G35 that I sat in. My head was hitting the glass. If we got in an accident, my blood would be over the glass. It is not good. This is a very safe car for someone the size of 5'10", 5'11". Even though most coupes like this, you would only put children in it, but it's cool. This car is incredible, and I think it is the ultimate daily. The only thing that can make it better if you went with the F80 instead of the FA2, which is the sedan version of this car. If you're looking for a daily, get an F80. The F82 is a great daily if you don't need the back seats. If you have friends or someone sitting back there, which again, those do great, I would just go F80 for the convenience of it. If I have children, which that may happen down the road, I would definitely get an F80, which really sinks because one of my favorite mods, which is really weird to say, is this cage. I don't know what it is, but this cage is literally my baby. I don't know why I like it. It's an annoyance because you can't use the back seats. You can't even like put a backpack back there. It's kind of difficult because the space is so tight. Getting back there is such a difficult task, even for my girlfriend. But hold that thought. I do need to wash this car. I'm just going to do a quick rinse, a quick detail. It's not going to be anything special. I'll be right back. Which right back for you is like a second. For me, it's probably like 30 minutes. Stubborn low tire is probably the biggest issue I've had with this car. I've had nails in that front tire. It was the first 1,000 miles on the brand new tire up front. On the right side, I got it. About 2,000 miles later, I got another nail in there. They're finally getting worn out. But the car is so great, and the features inside this car are amazing. It's got a heated steering wheel. It has lane departure assist. It has crash response. So if I was on someone's butt, it beeps at me and shows a red car. I usually turn all that stuff off, but if I was normal daily driving it, those are cool safety features that I would enjoy to have. I don't know if you've ever seen the surround vision camera. The only complaint I have about that is most manufacturers put a front camera on the car, which is the most important camera to me, because if I'm pulling up like normal to park, I'm low and I have a front lip, I would be able to see how close I am to the curb. In this case, I'm out of luck. But the button, if you put it in reverse, like so, to get this low tire thing away, it automatically comes up. So that is the ground, you see the walls there, this is the whole car. Then you got the sensors in the front and back. Say if I'm in drive and that's completely away, so it's gone, if I push this button here, it comes up. So I can pull it up, but it goes away after 5 miles per hour. Say if I'm coming up here, let's go ahead and pull forward. Say if I'm coming up here to the edge, and I can't see if a car is coming, right? Because there's a wall. I can push this button here, and it's gonna come up with these cameras. So there's my left side, which is that direction. There's my right side, which is that direction. I had no idea that truck was there. Cool little features like that get me going with this car. Now, the steering wheel, it's such a beautiful design. They have so many controls. So you got your volume, you got your M1, M2, which those are your presets. So you can go in the settings down here. So this is your, basically the tune. You have Comfort, Sport, and Sport Plus. When you change it, you'll see it on this display, it'll change. I always drive on Sport Plus. This one's for M adaptive suspension. Christina made me that little sticker that says do not touch for the fun of it. But that also goes in here and changes the Comfort, Sport, Sport Plus, which it usually shows it right there too. This is for your steering wheel. It stiffens your steering wheel up. So you got Comfort, Sport, Sport Plus. So wild. So you save all those. You can even turn off your traction control, put on whatever traction control. So if you hold it, it turns off traction control completely. But say, here I'm going to turn it back off. But say if you just one touch it, it turns it off, but it has MDM, which I believe is stability control. It doesn't really let you do donuts and drifts in that mode. So I usually have that turned off. I have everything in Sport Plus. And then this is for your transmission, how hard it shifts. I daily drive this thing on Sport Plus, and I make this transmission, which you see right there where it says drive, all the way, which I'm going to put in manual mode. So now that's on 3. So that shifts harder than anything else. And then I saved that by just holding the button, and it beeps at me. That's the only thing I actually use. I don't use M1. M1's useless. Every time I get in the car, I push my start button, and then I push that twice. And I have to push it twice. The fact because it's a traction control comes off, so it gives me a warning, hey, you're turning off traction control. That's my daily routine every time I get in this car. Now, another cool thing that they do in this car is it does have start-stop technology. I personally hate start-stop technology. Everyone kind of does. You can get used to it. You really could, but I just choose not to because I don't have to. A lot of vehicles, when you turn it off, you have to do that every single time you turn the car. Kind of like when I push that M2 button and turn off traction control and Sport Plus and all that. Thank goodness when you turn it off, it stays off. So that's a huge plus. These seats, oh my gosh, they're so comfortable. I do want to replace them. Don't get me wrong. I really want some Recaro Sportster seats. So you understand. But they are heated. So if you enjoy the heated seat aspect of it, you got the driver and you got the passenger side. Another cool thing is on this screen, when you have things set, which I don't have anything because I don't listen to music, but you can save it to your menus. So I have 7 here, which up here you see it says Sport Display, and that's just me hovering it. So I'm gonna go ahead and click it, and you'll see that is my horsepower and torque. Number 8 I saved as a shortcut to my tire pressure, which is not loading, so we're sitting still. I'm gonna go ahead and get my seatbelt on. Now, I do have one little weird complaint about the M4 compared to the normal F chassis, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the E92 had O handles here, and then they also had an arm that brought you your seatbelt. It's okay, they're gone. The only reason why I wish it had the O handle here is you can actually get this little cap that holds your sunglasses, because right now they just go in my door. I keep this car super empty. This door has 2 pairs of sunglasses and a pin. Sunglasses aren't worth anything, but that is it. And I got some things in my trunk, which are mostly rags and detail supplies. Now, I do have these paddle shifters here, which is probably one of the upgrades I would do if I was trying to keep the car stock, just because I kind of appreciate the look of them compared to factory, and they're so much longer. I like driving in manual mode just because I feel like I'm more connected to the road. I'm in control of the shifts, something I personally enjoy. All the mirrors are auto dimming, all of them, so they dim. And you also have home link, so you got your garage door openers there. You also have SOS, so if you're in an accident, you can push that button. I mean, all types of little things on this car is kind of cool. Big complaint that I've yet to experience is a lot of people break these mirrors because they'll leave the visor down, and then when a passenger is getting in from the back to the back seat, they'll fold the seat forward and it'll hit the mirror. So something I haven't experienced, I probably never will, since obviously you can't really sit back there. There's that truck. Now, being factory, before I even did the suspension, I had to go this way because this road is so like angled. It's really, this car sits kind of low factory. I sit lower now, even though I'm on air ride. I could easily air ride out of that. It's just not worth it. It's more convenient going that way. But the car is a lower car, and I wish it was lower from factory. It's just one of those things you live with, but that's something you gotta consider when you're buying a sport sedan or sport coupe. We're going back this way. One of my favorite things about this car is it has not, I wish it had more power, like I said, but it has enough power where it's so easy to be the fastest on the road in acceleration. I don't know what it is, but me accelerating fast without actually giving it pedal is one of my best feelings to me. I just like being ahead. I like feeling like I'm in control and dominant on the road, so if I need to get out of the way, I can get out of the way. This car definitely does that to accelerate so fast. Obviously, I drive in Sport Plus mode and manually shift all that. I think comfort mode is actually too slow if you're just normal driving, but I just don't normal drive this car, so it doesn't affect me. But that shouldn't affect you either if you're driving comfort mode, because you're choosing to accelerate like a normal car. Running cost on this thing is incredible too. I've been averaging sometimes as it sits going to Tulsa on the highway up to like 27 miles per gallon, and that's me cruising at probably a higher speed than I really should. Now, normal driving, my average while I'm sitting like around town and everything, I'm averaging like 18 to 22 miles per gallon. I constantly downshift and make it pop. That's just waste of fuel. Listen to this. So ridiculous. So the miles per gallon on this thing, in my opinion, are really good. Most of my cars I've had, especially my 335, would get like 12 miles per gallon. And the reason of that was because probably the E85 mixture, and again, I pushed it. But the car's fuel economy is really good, and that'd be another good thing about having it as a daily. You know, 1 year after owning this car, I'm obsessed with it. And there's a little bit more that I really want to do to it that is on my bucket list or car list or whatever you want to call it. But the biggest thing is I had a dream. Sorry. I had a dream not too long ago of why buying this car. It wasn't Liberty Walk, it wasn't PSM, it wasn't Borstein. All those are super nice. I want to be a Rocket Bunny. Rocket Bunny has a specific look on most of their kits that are so edgy and go with the bylines, especially BMW. They are perfect for BMW. And they did a really good job on the BRZ, don't get me wrong with the 3.5 kit. But I vision this car being wider. Everyone is telling me, get wheels, Bailey. Do it. Go ahead and get some wheels. I don't want to get wheels for the reason of wanting to wide body this car. I'm not trying to drop $3+ grand on some wheels if I'm just gonna have to do that again when I wide body it. This car is incredible. Like, look at it. It's got everything. And the factory wheels look amazing. Don't get me wrong, but like walking up to this thing, you feel luxury. It's holding up so well. Yes, it only has 32,000 miles, but there's not a single rattle in the car. The only thing that I created myself was the exhaust hitting a specific part. That's the only rattle. The thing is studying, they did a really good job on the car. My only complaint from BMW designing this car compared to the E92 is it's wide bodied and you can't even tell compared to the 435. They put wider headlights on it to make it flow better. It's like, no, just put the normal headlights on there and make it look like it's a wide bodied car. But it's whatever. It's one of those things you live with. It's still a stunning car, and I can't wait for the future of it. Maybe the M4 GTS hood, maybe a Rockabilly kit that doesn't exist at the moment. I'm just hoping and dreaming that they come out within the year. Highly doubt it, but I'm just dreaming. Maybe fix it up a little bit. Now the car is perfect. When I got it, it had one small ding that you can only see at certain angles of light. Now since then, there was this door ding out of my car, which we got the paint fixed on it. Also got a car that pulled in here. We had that pulled out as much as possible. There's some sort of ding at certain angles of light on the rear quarter. You can't really see. I can't even find it right now. It's there during shades of the light, usually sunset. The rear diffuser is missing 2 important bolts that I need to replace. I need to retint these taillights, which you would never notice as I pointed out, but it's got a few spots where it just never settled down. You literally, I've asked people to try to figure out what's wrong with them. They can't find it. It's just because I know it's there. The interior is just amazing. They did a good job. I do love the E92 look. I actually kind of preferred it, but this has grown on me. And the biggest thing that I love about this interior is that leather wrapped dash. The dash is genuinely wrapped in leather. It's real leather. It's not some fake stitching. You can see the stitches there down the side. You can see the flaws in it too. It's like, that is an awesome dash. Genuine leather. That's the biggest thing. But what I'm saying is this is the ultimate car. For the bang of buck, which these things are decreasing in value, when I bought mine, one that had 20,000 to 40,000 miles would cost between like $45,000 to $56,000. This car is loaded. The only thing it's missing is the laser lights, which I don't even think was an option at the time, and the carbon ceramic brakes, which I wanted the carbon ceramic brakes. I really did, just for the looks. People are complaining about them though. Apparently you gotta pump them when they're wet. And I mean, I don't know, I still want them. That's no excuse. The only reason why I didn't get them is every time I find one, the car would be $5,000 to $8,000 more. This is already probably 15, 20 grand over the budget that I set for myself. It's just because I shop for my dream and it's hard to pay for it, really is, but I'm doing okay and I cannot believe I've built it this much. But I build all my cars really fast. Like my 335, I had it for less than a year. The thing transformed. It went from a black stock body car to a wide body beast. All I'm saying is this car is definitely worth the money. They're decreasing in value. I think you can pick these things up for like 30 grand now. That's incredible for what you get. And they've known to be some of the most reliable BMWs out. The biggest issue they're having right now is the crank hub slipping. And that's a problem, but you're winning the lottery if that happens to you. Again, that's happened to people with 5,000 miles or 60,000 miles. It's happened to people with stock cars to high boost cars. I pushed this car. If it was going to break on me, which it still could, you would think it would have done it by now. I am hard on this car. And I'm terrified of that braking, because if it slips out and does it traumatically, my engine's toast. But if I can notice it, like if the car starts misfiring or something, I obviously spark plugs, coil packs, check all that first, but it could be a sign that it's about to slip. Then they say there's fixes for it, but at least when I was looking probably 4 or 5 months ago, no one had a true fix for it. People that have the aftermarket one compared to the BMW OEM one, it was still slipping. There's as many people that have had messed up cars from the aftermarket scene of the crank hubs as there have been the OEM. So I don't know what to say about it. That's the only complaint and scare for me. Other than that, this car is stupid reliable, and I like to sell cars every year, so I've even considered selling this car multiple times. I would like to get an E92 M3 or something a little bit cheaper that I can just go ham and ruin, because this car, other than the blue stitching and blue calipers, which look good on the Silverstone color, I can put it completely to stop. The airlines from Airlift Performance, there's not a single hole in it. Now, I did sell my OEM steering wheel, but I'm pretty sure if anyone wanted to buy this car, they'd rather have the M4 GTS steering wheel. Gauge can come out. Like, everything on this car is good. Like, I can part this car out and I'd be fine. Am I going to? I was thinking about it, but then I had that dream, and I love the car so much. It makes me happy getting in it every single day. I sold my daily. This has become my new daily, and it's a perfect daily for me. But I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. If you enjoy my content or even listening to me, please push that subscribe button. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. It's just a personal goal of mine. I'm at 106 at this exact moment. It means a lot to me, and there's going to be so much content ahead. And when I move back to Tulsa, which is 8 months from now, yes, it's a long time, but we're going to have a garage, so we're going to do a lot more little details, and we're going to start doing maintenance. We're going to start working on other people's cars again like I used to. We're going to get the Mini Cooper back in. I've been talking to Cameron. We both want to build that car, and that content was just fun. Ripping that motor out, putting the new one in, the manual swap, the headliner, the cage. That car is a blast, and we have some serious plans for it. Let's just see what we can do. And it's just hard going back and forth, driving 2 hours. The next video on this is going to be spark plugs. Again, it's got 32,880 miles is exact right now, and it needs spark plugs. It's probably never been done. I was sitting for probably 20 minutes earlier, and I felt it miss probably like 3 times, which is just going to be spark plugs. They need to be replaced, again, the way I drive. But alright guys, well, I hope you have had a great day, and I'll see you next time. Whose man is this? Thing is so sick. I really want to meet him. We gotta go cruise, do some hooning things. So